Now, her dog training business is 1 year old. Watch My Chops will celebrate a week on Saturday with a party at Great Oakley. Welcome Finley, Susie and little Kevin's mum and co-founder of Watch My Chops, Liliana Harbert. How nice to see you, Liliana.
Thank you very much for having me on.
That's your dad over there.
That's my dad
Hello,
over there,
sir.
all the way from Switzerland.
How lovely.
He's come to celebrate with us.
That's nice. Congratulations on getting to a year.
Thank you very much.
It's a great achievement.
It is, and we're thrilled.
Remind us of how you decided to set up your school.
When I rescued Susie, the mutt, the German Shepherd Cross Collie, she had a few issues, bless her, and so I took her to training and saw a new side of training that I absolutely loved because it was reward-based and force-free.
Did she respond well to the training?
Amazingly, especially with Susie. She's quite a shy and worried girl, so if you use force with her, all you're going to do is shut her down and she will be scared of you forever.
Because there seem to be almost as many forms of dog training as there are breeds of dog, to my way of thinking.
Not quite, but unfortunately there are the old-fashioned ways which tend to be quite harsh, and there are the science-based ways which... that's the way I've trained,
right.
And there are basically science, and we apply that science to how the dogs learn.
So once you got your dog Susie through the training, you then had to train yourself. Did you?
I did. Yes, I sort of looked into it because, like you rightly say, you search online, you see so many training courses, and I just wanted to make sure that I chose the right one.
How long did it take for you?
To train?
Yeah, for you to qualify.
It was basically it was done at Malton College through the Association of Pet Dog Trainers.
Okay.
So we were in-house for 2 weeks, and then assignment-based and practical as well.
Many subscribing to the course? Were you doing it with many other people?
Yes, we were. We had the foundation level. There were, I think, about 14 or 16 of us. Yes, and then there's the advanced as well, and about the same.
And they all had a view, did they? You must have spoken to them. And they all had a view to set up their own dog training business, or was it just for them to learn for their own dog?
I would say most of them have now set up their training business or already had it if they did the advanced.
Wow.
But, I mean, maybe 3 or 4, which is the minority, obviously, just did it for fun and to learn more about their dogs.
Yeah. We'll have to get... Is that your husband through there?
It is.
We'll have to get your husband and your dad through, because it's like being in the paparazzi here.
Is it?
So far, they've taken 200 photos of the back of your head.
Oh, fabulous.
I hope you combed your hair.
I have indeed.
You look like a bird's nest in your dad's photos if you're not careful.
Thanks, Bernie.
And I've done radio for a long time, so I know that when your back is there, you always have to wash your neck.
I
Always.
did, actually.
Thank you very much. And you have now 3
I do.
dogs. Any more?
No, because
Still just 3.
Otherwise I will get a divorce.
Yes, I can see from the sign he's making. No more than 3. And the breeds are what, then?
So we've got Finley, the Basset Hound. He's 11 on Saturday, bless him.
Yep.
We've got Susie. She's a German Shepherd, Cross Collie, and many others. And we've got Kevin, who is a Pomeranian Cross Chihuahua.
Okay, I'm asking because I have this theory that there are some breeds that are easier to train than others. And I think the Basset is quite stubborn and headstrong. Am I right, or is that nonsense?
It's not nonsense. Stubbornness is not something that dogs have. Generally, people think their dogs are stubborn because they're not being clear enough when they give signals to the dog, or they ask for a cue for a behavior like a sit. However, some dogs are more trainable than others. There is no doubt about that. And Bassets are not the best for training.
And it's easier if you get them as puppies, is it?
Yes, because just like children, they're like sponges, so you can do a lot more quicker, let's say, than with an adult dog.
And you can get a puppy home now, how many weeks? About 8, 10 weeks, is it?
It's generally 8, but it varies depending on the breeder. But yes, 8 is the average.
Should you start at that stage, as soon as you get the puppy, you should start doing stuff yourself?
If you know what you're doing, yes. If not, call out a professional, because, like I said before, if you start the wrong way, then it can have implications on the dog's behaviour in a later life.
I don't know how I managed to do it. He never did any chewing, because often you hear people say, oh, puppies, you want to hide your slippers.
Yes.
They ruin your curtains. If you've got wooden legs on your chairs, they're all going everything. There was none of that. And it was
really
because as
good.
soon as he started, I shoved something in his mouth.
Well-
My mother did the same with me and just shoved something in.
That's the way to do it. Just redirect his attention on something that he can actually chew.
Yeah.
And that's the way forward. And some dogs chew more than others. You know, they're all individuals, even from the same breed.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
Yes, totally.
I can't stop him from barking when people come to the door, and in part I don't want to.
Well, that's his job. He's a dog and he's allowed to bark. It's okay to bark for a little while. What I wouldn't encourage is to let them loose and bark for 3 hours. You know, that wouldn't be fair on anybody.
It's not fair on the dog, is it?
No, you know, that's what they do. They bark, woof, woof, woof a few times, and then, you know, that's enough, and we do something else.
When I've left him in the past for, I think I've only done 5 hours once. You know, occasionally it's when I go out of an evening.
Sure.
He'll be on his own for 2-3 hours. But once I had to go to London and there was no one to have him, so I left him on his own for 5-6 hours.
It happens.
And I left a recording device just to see. It wasn't the most enticing listen that I've ever had, but there was nothing. I wanted to see if he would cry or bark, and there was nothing at all.
It's very interesting because, again, all dogs are different. Some get bored, and that's when destruction starts. Some can't cope with the owner not being there. You know, that's a behavioural issue. It just, some dogs are quite happy. I mean, my Susie, when we leave her, she's as happy as anything because she gets left with some Kongs and some chews, and she's the happiest girl. But I've done the same as you. I've filmed them before. It's very interesting.
Isn't it?
It is.
So, Saturday week, you've got a big birthday party.
We do. It's, as you said, a year since Watch My Chops dog training was born. And we're having an afternoon at Great Oakley Village Hall from 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock.
That's your local, isn't it? You're based at Great Oakley,
yes,
and Corby.
Corby, Stevenson Way. That's where we train. And so we're having a little birthday party. We've invited along quite a few local businesses as well, all dog related.
So, Woofalicious Dog Bakery, Suds and Snips Dog Grooming,
Yes.
Barking Mad Dog Clothing, people who aren't doggy people. Who knew that there was this variety of stuff for dogs?
Oh, and a lot more. We've got vet savers as well. They'll be there giving advice as well to dog owners. We sort of linked with them because we do their puppy parties. So, and we'll have TD Rally have a go.
Yeah.
Loads and loads of things to do.
Dean James, who does pet portraits. I would have one done, but I just moved, as you might know, and I was putting all these pictures and photos up around the house, and I have too many of the dog. It looks like a shrine. It looks like a shrine. It looks like something awful's happened by a lamppost, and I'm coming by to leave tributes. It's too much.
No,
Liliana.
it's never too much. It's excellent. It's really, really good, actually.
Very good. It's a week on Saturday,
Yes.
June 7th, Great Oakley Village Hall. Starts at 2, goes on till 5. And people are encouraged to take their dogs along, yeah?
As long as, you know, the dogs are happy to be with other dogs. We don't want any distressed dogs or frustrated dogs. But yes, sociable dogs, absolutely, bring them.
And it will be free to go and have a look at what they are doing there at Great Oakley Village Hall. There's a website as well. You're the worst blogger ever. The most recent blog was September 25th.
Thanks, Bernie.
You want to put those black bin bags down and get typing, my girl. What you want to do?
I should.
Stop scooping when they're pooping and type. If you want to find out more of what Liliana does, then the website is
www.watchmychops.com.
And why did you come up with that, Watch My Chops?
Just because my good old Basset Finley has got very, very prominent chops.
He does droopy chops, doesn't he?
Oh, very much so.
Droopy chops. There's a phone number as well. It's 01536 712 499. 01536 712 499. Have you ever given up on a dog? Any dog that you've not been able to train?
Because I'm a trainer and I'm very honest about that, if I see that it is a very big behavioural issue, then I will recommend it to a force-free behaviourist. But training-wise, no. I've never given up on a dog.
Good for you. You're the kind of person I would like to train dogs.
Oh, thank you, Bernie. I can show, I can teach Bernie, sorry.
You can't teach me anything.
I can
This
teach Bernie
old
some
dog
tricks.
ain't learning any new tricks, I'm telling you now. He's not very tricky. He doesn't do much, you know.
It's because you haven't taught him.
Well, no, because, we're not Ashley and Putsy, are we?
No,
He's a
but
dog.
Mental stimulation is as important as a walk.
Yeah, write that down, Sarah, will you, please? I need more. Sitting here
I was
watching...
talking about the dog, by the way.
well, both apply, Liliana. WatchMyChops.com or .co.uk?
.com.
Oh, you're international.
I am indeed.
Nice to see you again. Happy birthday, my love.
Thank you for having me, Bernie. Take care.